What's going on in the world? What's up, everybody? Cool, crispy Saturday morning out here in New England. I want to get on here real quick. First, I want to say shout out to my supporters, all my subscribers. Uh, you know, all my true friends and family. I appreciate you to the fullest. I want to get on here real quick and talk about the holidays. The holidays are approaching. It's about to be Christmas soon, and I was just watching a few days ago. I was checking out something interesting regarding the holidays, and not just Christmas, but all the holidays that we acknowledge here in the West, and how the holidays that we celebrate are associated with the seven deadly sins, right? So we have Easter, which represents envy, because supposedly the Romans were envious of Jesus, right? So now I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist myself. However, um, there was a lot of truth regarding the holidays. For one thing, as far as I know, holidays are all based on paganism, pagan beliefs and rituals or what have you. So beginning of the year we have Easter, right, which represents envy. Then we have Valentine's Day, which represents lust. Then we have Fourth of July, which represents pride and ego. Then we have Halloween, which represents wrath, right? We get excited over invoking fear and frightening people. So that's Halloween. Then we got Thanksgiving, which represents gluttony, overconsumption, eating too much, way too much food than we require, right? And then we have Christmas, which is approaching in a few days, which represents greed, right? Greed and buying gifts and presents and all that. Fourth of July, which represents pride. I think I just said that. St. Patrick's Day, which represents sloth and drunkenness, right? We get inebriated, get drunk beyond comprehension on excuse me, St. Patrick's Day. And then all of these holidays, all of these things are associated with each holiday, right? We get drunk Easter, Thanksgiving, Halloween, New Year's, Fourth of July, right? Overconsumption, eating too much, drunken revelry, and all the debauchery that's associated with it, right? A lot of domestic violence and drunken driving is high during the holidays, especially during Christmas and New Year's, right? A lot of domestic violence and people getting drunk, right? Vehicle accidents, you know. So those are a lot of the things that's associated with the holidays that we celebrate, and it's true. It's true. Like you can't deny that. You can't really refute that. That's exactly what these holidays represent. It doesn't got nothing to do with Jesus. Christmas has absolutely nothing to do with Jesus, folks. Okay. Again, I'm atheist, but let's be real. Like, what's the underlying reason for these holidays that we get so adamant about? We get so we put so much emphasis on these holidays and buying gifts and putting ourselves under unnecessary pressure to produce, to perform, to we fill up the landfills and empty our pockets in the process. We run up our credit card bills, just doing things that's not necessary. I miss, and again, like I remember my childhood. I miss a lot of things growing up when I was a kid in terms of like Christmas time, spending time with my family, spending time with my grandmother and my siblings and what have you. My mom taking me out to like see the Nutcracker and things like that. But I was a child. I was a little kid back then. My view of the world is not what it is now. I'm a grown man now. I'm an adult. And once you see things for what it truly is, see, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Nothing. I don't want anything to do with it. It sucks. We do this. It's like a revolving door every year. Just slaves to the calendar, right? And bondage to the calendar. We do what the calendar says, and we let the calendar pull our puppet strings, right? That's my best analogy I could come up with. I'm getting ready to hit the library in a few. It's kind of cold out here in Connecticut. But again, the holidays don't mean anything to me. It really doesn't. I don't want gifts. I don't want to feel pressure to buy gifts. And I feel like if you give, it should be from your heart. It should be from, you give somebody something, it should be from your heart. Like, not because the calendar says so, because then it's not genuine. It's not authentic. It's a conclusion I've come to as an adult. Right? We do this every single year. Every year. It doesn't fascinate me anymore. It's everything is predictable. Right? We put a Christmas tree in the house, buy a bunch of food, acknowledge people on the holiday, then you ignore them the rest of the year. I've gotten so much confirmation of this, it's not even funny. Like it's more of a performance, right? We participate in a performance rather than doing something from the heart as far as Christmas is concerned. But again, the holidays in a nutshell, all the holidays we represent is all about money, folks. It's all about spending, that's all. I mean, it's no secret. I'm not making it up. It's not a theory, right? We just spend, we consume, we buy, we plunder the environment in the process. We plunder the planet, create trash and unnecessary gluttony, right? Eating yourself into oblivion, right? It's like a frenzy. It's like a feeding frenzy. I see it every day. People I encounter, people I interact with, they act like it's oxygen or something. They act like it's oxygen, like, God, I gotta go out, I gotta buy this, I gotta buy that, I gotta do this. And then it's sometimes like a competition too. Like, why are we competing with each other? Who made the biggest meal? Who bought the most gifts? Who spent the most money? Look what I did. Look what I made. Look at me. It's silly. It's really silly. I don't want to part of that. It's immature. It's like, and I don't think Jesus would approve either. I don't think Jesus would approve of our selfish ways, gluttony and overconsumption for no reason. What happened to being frugal? What happened to simplicity? What happened to just being like, nah, fuck it, I don't want to celebrate this shit anymore. Be different. Like, we don't need to. We're not in bondage to the calendar. I'm not in bondage to the calendar. I'm not in bondage to anything. And it's a feeling of freedom. Well, I don't need to conform and follow the lead and do what everybody else is doing. It's silly. It gets redundant after a while. It's so predictable. It's like it's not exciting. It's not enjoyable to me. You buy gifts for people, most of them don't appreciate it. Just buy something, they'll throw it under the couch and let it collect dust. Why should I waste my money on doing that when I could be doing more constructive things with it? And if you do celebrate Christmas, support small businesses, people. Support small business. Ditch these big ass corporations, right? People running out to buy Jordans and got to be the most expensive $180 bottle of cologne or perfume, where you could buy it on eBay for $50 or 30, $40, right? Support somebody on Marketplace selling something. Buy used, buy hand-me-downs. Go to the Goodwill, Savers. What up, you? Be frugal. What's wrong with being frugal? Last month, people were crying about food stamps getting cut. People in a panic and a frenzy over SNAP benefits being cut. A few weeks later, we outside lined up to buy Jordans. I seen so many videos, people lined up out the door to buy Jordans and whatnot. $300, $400, $500 pair of Jordans that half the world already got. $180 bottle of cologne. But you won't help your friends and family who's trying to build a small business. I said that in my previous video. Right? We'll go out and contribute to the big corporations, but you ignore your friends and family who got small businesses. Why? Why? You want to negotiate. Oh, let me get a discount. But you run to the store and buy $400 pair of Jordans or whatever, Starbucks cups and all the other stupid shit, whatever's trending right now, right? Plunder yourself into debt, blow money you don't have to please people that don't even acknowledge you throughout the rest of the year, right? We give out turkeys for Thanksgiving. Oh, we gotta feed the homeless. But any other time of year, it's like, oh, fuck them, they don't matter. Right? I'm so over the holidays, like I'm so over the addiction, like the frenzy of it all. It's boring to me. It's boring. It's not fulfilling in any way. Do something different, you know. You don't need to be in bondage to your you don't need to be in bondage to the calendar, people. You know? Suppose there was no such thing as Christmas or any other holiday. Nobody wouldn't even acknowledge each other. It's true. I don't hear from people all year, literally. Friends, family, I don't hear from people sometimes, and then Christmas comes around, you want to acknowledge me or give me a call. Nah, don't bother. You know? Buy somebody a gift on 4th of July. But again, you know, we celebrate the 7 deadly sins by acknowledging these holidays. Whether you acknowledge, whether you refuse to admit it or not, whether you accept it or not, it's the truth. It's the truth. I don't want to be around that. I don't drink anymore. I don't want to be around drunkenness. I don't want to be around gluttony. I don't want to be around mass consumption and just blowing money that I don't have to please people. You know, you don't need to blow your money. Make a gift. Make somebody something. Be creative. Make something in your house. Draw somebody a picture, something like that. You know, be original. Be creative. Some of you have no creativity at all. Go to the mall and buy a gift and then wrap it. You know, I tell people, hey, you want to buy a gift? Wrap it in newspaper. Oh, that's too ghetto. That's not cool. Like, who cares? Why are we even participating in any of this foolishness to begin with? Because we were taught that from birth. You know, we were taught that from birth. We pass on these things to our children by default, and then, you know, we wonder why depression is so high, domestic violence. alcoholism, drug abuse, mental health. Most of the things I want for Christmas aren't even tangible. Whatever, things I want don't have a price tag. Can't be purchased or sold. Things like real connection with people, you know, loyalty, commitment, motivation, having some goals in life, having some type of aspirations. We just go with the flow, just follow the leader, and it's like everybody's like so robotic. We have this robotic mentality where it's like, oh, it's Christmas, we gotta do it, we gotta do the Christmas thing, we gotta buy Easter eggs or what have you. 4th of July comes around, it's the same thing. Eating a bunch of garbage, getting drunk, wasting money on fireworks from China. It's stupid. It's silly. I don't want to have any part of it, and that's my choice. You know. So, be different this year. Be bold enough to say, nah, I don't want to participate in this shit anymore. You don't have to. Nobody's forced to do anything. We live in a so-called free country, right? But again, we just monkey see, monkey do. That's the type of world we live in. Buying shit we don't need with money you don't have. For what? Why? To please your kids, to please your family. And then half the time they're not even grateful anyway. Don't appreciate shit. Save your money. Invest in a business. Do something constructive with your money. It's buying shit that don't appreciate and value, celebrating these stupid holidays, getting drunk, driving yourself into debt. That's not fun. That's not enjoyable. That's not fulfillment. No way. So, again, recognize that recognize the elephant in the room, people. It's all by design. It's all by design, folks. In mass consumption, you just fill in the pockets of these big corporations. That's all. You fill in their pockets, making them richer, while we get poorer. Like I said, last month, people were crying about SNAP benefits being cut in upheaval. What am I going to do? How am I going to feed my kids? What are we going to do? And then a few weeks later, we out here standing in line to buy Jordans, blowing our money on our wants, and then expecting someone else to step in and provide you with your needs. It's ridiculous. It's infantile. It's infantile mentality that we have, folks. A lot of us really don't have a mind of our own. We're afraid to think outside the box because you're scared to be ridiculed or people are gonna be upset or mad. I don't give a damn. I don't care about Christmas. I don't care about any of these holidays. I couldn't care less. Just another day to me. That's all. Hungry people eat 364 days of the rest of the year, not just Thanksgiving. But most of y'all are selfish anyway. Some of you are so selfish, you throw food in the garbage before you offer it to somebody that's hungry and then claim you believe in God. And that's another thing. Some of you influencers on here, some of you YouTubers, some of y'all suck. Full of ego, full of arrogance, full of pride. You spew stupid shit, divisive, hateful rhetoric that you spread on here, claim to believe in God, claim to believe in Jesus. You're a fraud. I'm not mentioning no names, but some of you are fraudulent. Fucking joke. The shit that you spew and spread on social media, some of you ain't influencers. You have no right to claim that title. And I'm not perfect, but I don't come on here spreading nonsense. I come here, I share knowledgeable things that help people think, provoke some thought. Provoke some thought, some social change. Self-improvement. self-awareness, self-analysis. Some of you so-called influencers do the opposite. Spread a bunch of nonsense. I listen to some of your content, and some of y'all are stupid. Bunch of grown-ass kids. Children in adult bodies. It's embarrassing, some of the shit I hear, and some of y'all I know personally. And I don't associate with you because of that, because you're fake, you're fraudulent. What have you done what have you done to help your community? What have you done to help anybody, improve their lives? Some of the shit I see on YouTube is like astounding. Some of you influencers need influence yourself. And again, I'm not perfect. I'm fallible. I have my weaknesses and faults, but I'm improving. I'm growing as a person, and I'm true, and I'm being more. I'm willing to confront the things that most people refuse to acknowledge. And one of these things is the holidays. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I don't care about Christmas. I don't care about New Year's. Go to New York, stand outside, get drunk beyond comprehension. That's not an achievement. Be bold enough to put the alcohol down. New Year's comes, don't be different. You don't need to follow the crowd. You don't need to follow the crowd. Smoke weed if you want to drink. If you want to enjoy yourself, smoke some weed. Not going to give you a hangover. Alcohol is one of the most destructive substances there is, and it's so socially acceptable. Every part of our lives, everything, birthday parties, every holiday involves alcohol. Everything we acknowledge involves alcohol. Easter, St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, Christmas, and everything in between. Be different. When things become predictable, it's not enjoyable. It's not fun. I don't like predictable shit. It's boring. It's monotonous. It's a point where we're like, you recognize, like I said, you become an adult. You put away childish things, And again, I like to have fun, I like to do fun things. I like remote control cars. I like the RC hobby. So in a way, I'm a big kid, but I don't need to participate in things that's not gonna not benefiting me. Like like I said, I don't drink anymore. I have no desire to drink alcohol anymore. I was in a dark place struggling with alcohol at one point, and I came out victorious. I threw the alcohol away. I don't even want it anymore. I don't want to be around it. The goal is to change, people. Change, discover new things, do something different. Doing what everybody else does. Why would I buy Jordans when everybody else has them, for example? I don't care about that shit. I don't care about name brand. I'm not into that. I don't like shopping. Some of you just live by it like it's oxygen. And then you brag and boast, and then everything is a competition. Like, we got to post shit on social media. Look what I made. Look at this. I spent the most. I bought this, and I did that. Like, you want brownie points? Everything don't need to be a contest. We're in this world together. We should be more unified. Everything is so divided. Everything is a competition. And it never stops. It's like some of you never find fulfillment. Nothing is ever satisfactory. Anyway, just wanted to get on here real quick and talk about that. Dare to be different this holiday season, folks. Step out your comfort zone. People call you weird, whatever. I don't give a damn. I don't care what people think about me or what they don't think. It's none of my damn business. Right now, I'm just trying to be the best me, learn financial skills, learn financial literacy, and be the best me I could be. I'm not in competition with anybody. So, that being said, it's the last weekend before Christmas, and support small businesses, people. Support your friends and family trying to make a decent, earn a living, the right way. I'm building my own business right now. My website is www.preciseaquaticdesigns.com. Check me out. I do professional custom aquarium setups and maintenance services, commercial and residential. Click on Phase 1 Reptiles. I do reptile shows and presentations for kids and adults. But again, stay sober this holiday season. Dare to be different. Drink some water. Put some water in your body. Read a book. Do something constructive with your family. Make a present for someone if you feel the need to participate in Christmas. Support small businesses, like I said, folks. Stay frugal. Be mindful of your choices. Be mindful of what you do. Be mindful of your actions. That's it, Just be the best version of you. And know that you don't need to be bondage to these holidays. You don't need to be a slave to the calendar. Be bold enough to say, no, I don't want to do this shit. Fuck it. That's all. The world turns. The world still turns. The world still spins. Right? The world's not going to end if you don't participate in Christmas or buy a Christmas tree or do all the other things associated with the holidays. You're an adult. Be in charge of your homes. Be in charge of what you do. Don't let nobody else dictate what you do or don't do. Because that's bullying. And again, I'm sure Jesus would not approve of this lifestyle we live in terms of the holidays and what have you. Christmas is just make-believe, though. It's all make-believe. It's based on paganism. That's what's wrong. Anyway, peace, love, be the best you, and know that you don't need to be a slave to the calendar. All right? Peace, much respect. Don't drink and drive. If you do, stay your ass at home. Much respect. Again, to all my supporters and my followers, I appreciate you. Peace.